Good morning, dear students. This is the third video for revision of Resource and Development chapter, and this video is for the student of Standard 10. Students, in our previous video, we discussed about land degradation and the reasons behind the land degradation. Here, in this video, we will discuss about land conservation measures. So let's start. When we talk about land conservation measures, so first thing just come in our mind, that is soil erosion. When we have to just stop the soil from erosion, so it can be only prevented by ending deforestation. We all know that deforestation will takes to the soil erosion. Next is controlling grazing. Overgrazing is also responsible for the soil erosion. We should encourage afforestation, so the land which converted into deforested area or barren land, it should also just get some soil and just holds the soil. And practicing terrace farming in hilly areas. So hilly areas generally where soil erosion takes much, that can be just prevented by terrace farming. Generally farmers are just cutting the mountains into the shape of steps, so these steps are preventing the soil from erosion. Preparation of shelter belts of plants and stabilizing of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes will help to prevent land degradation in desert. So how land is degrading in desert area? The land which are fertile and where farmers are just doing the cultivation, they used to grow the plants on the edges, and that is called the shelter belts. So these shelter belts are generally the thorny bushes which prevents the farm from the sand dunes. Next is mining activity should be controlled. New technology which reduces wastage can be adopted. So mining activities are also the reasons responsible for the land degradation, because it just left the dust and waste material are just dumped into the land. So these some measures can be taken. Industrial waste should be chemically treated to remove the harmful substances. We have already read that from industries many harmful chemicals are just released, so that must be treated first before the release from the industries. So that also helps in the land conservation. Urban waste should be used for the production of biogas and biomanure. So the waste which we are just throwing in open areas and we are just polluting the environment, we are polluting the land, that must be treated by us to make the biogas or biomanure. Over irrigation should be stopped and a new method of irrigation should be followed. So this way, when we just stop the over irrigation and stop the new method of irrigation, so it will just help in the conservation of the land. You can see here degraded land in India. So if we calculate it, so 130 million hectare of land is degraded in India. 56% of its water eroded area, 28% of it is forest degraded area, 6% it is saline and alkaline deposits, 10% of it is wind eroded area. So altogether you can see that how much land are degraded in India. Next topic which we have to just cover in this chapter, that is soil, which is very important topic, and types of soil. So when we talk about soil, so this is the uppermost layer of earth's crust which is loose, broken and useful for plant is called soil. So this way we can define soil. These are the very important part of the land. So these are the earth's crust excuse me, which is loose, broken and useful for plants. Soil consists of mineral matter such as sand and clay and organic matter such as humus, bacteria and earthworms. So altogether soil is a mixture of all these content. Soil is formed mainly due to the process of weathering As a result of weathering, a layer of loose rock material is formed on the land surface. If this layer remains undisturbed for a long period of time, chemical, physical, and organic changes take place in it. These changes lead to the formation of the soil. So as you know that how soil formed, when river come down from the mountain, it just carry with it sand and sediments, and when these sand and sediment will left untouched or undisturbed for a long period, it converted into soil. So weathering is a process of the deposition of a rock from one place to another, and when these rocks will just come in the contact of water or air, it just dissolved, it just broke, and it converted into soil. Factors which influence or govern the soil formation process, so they are the climate. Climate plays very important role in the formation of the soil. You might have seen in the desert, which is having hot and dry climate, so which type of soil are just formed over there. So climate decides the rate of weathering and the type of vegetation. Next is the topography. Topography means the relief of the earth, the physical features of the earth, that is the topography. So this is topography of the land decides the accumulation of soil. If the topography is terrain or slopes, so there you will see the thin layer of soil. Nature of parent rock, which type of rock just deposited and which type of soil just formed over there. So by seeing the nature of parent rock, we can just understand the type of soil that will be formed. So it decides composition and textures of the soil. Vegetation is also responsible for the formation of soil. That is, vegetation decides the amount of humus available in the soil. So humus basically are just come from vegetation only. Soils are our prime resources. Man depends on the soil directly or indirectly for his food. Where we used to grow our food, that is on the soil only. So agriculture can be practiced only if soils are available. So that's why soil are our prime resources. Without it, we can also say that life cannot be possible on this earth. Man gets the material needed for shelters and clothing directly or indirectly from the soil, because the cotton which we grow, that comes from the soil. Soils are essential for the growth of forest also. So from forest many valuable things we are getting. So we understood here the importance of soil and the conservation of land. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.